there's that. I'm just going to go ahead and mention, so we're on to whips now, and I only have a few. So I'm just going to go ahead and mention I have not touched my Katie shawl since the last time you saw it, which is ridiculous because the thing is almost done. Whatever. Just haven't touched it. Okay, whips. Let's do this one first, because that one is Nashville stories, and yeah, okay. So, this is what you guys saw me working on at the beginning. So this is the, ow, oh, I just stabbed myself with that needle. Okay, so this pattern is called Better with Sprinkles, and it's by Tinley Hotchkiss, and that'll be on the screen. Tinley Hotchkiss. So this is the Better with Sprinkles pattern. I saw somebody working on it. Maybe it was in the house cup. I don't remember. I saw somebody working on it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to make that. And I immediately thought of this yarn that I have from Mad Fuzzy Marta. She also has a podcast, Mad Fuzzy Podcast. I'm sure I've put the yarn and stuff up there by now. Anyway, but this is the yarn. This is, covering up the logo. This is Mad Fuzzy yarn. And this base is her Pure Fuzzy base. It's from the first milling. So this is 100% East Frisian wool. And this is a 2-ply. And the colorway name is Tutti Frutti. So, I talked about this before when I got it, that, and here's the yarn. So I talked about it before when I got it, that Tutti Frutti, like, it really means a lot to me, because, when I was growing up, my room, the first colors that we painted it when we moved in that house, in my parents' house, the bottom half was green and the top half was pink, and my mom did like glow in the dark flower stencils like around the center where the colors met up. So, and the name of the pink color was Tutti Frutti, spelled a different way, but nonetheless the name of it was Tutti Frutti. So as soon as I saw this, I saw the name of the yarn, and then I looked at the yarn, and you can see it's got splashes of hot pink, and then splashes of green, which are actually showing up green. Oh my gosh. Or maybe, never mind. It's just that moment. Anyway, there are splashes of like a darker green in here. So it just makes me happy. Oh my gosh. Can I just say I love this yarn? Oh my gosh, I love this yarn. It's definitely, it's not like super soft. It is a little scratchy. But not like bad scratchy. Like, I love this. And I did put this on my foot just to make sure that the heel and stuff fit, which I'll talk about in a second, but I don't remember, like, thinking that, oh, like, this is super scratchy and it's gonna be uncomfortable. Like, it was fine. So I love this, and I'm excited about that because that means that it's gonna wear really well. Like, that's what I'm hoping. I love this. Now, and like I said, it's definitely not, it's not soft, right? Like, it's not cashmere, guys, but it's awesome. I love it. I absolutely love this. So, anyway, without further ado, here is the sock pattern. So, let's see, I'm going to put it on the side, maybe you guys can see it a little better. So, it's got this beautiful lace panel. There you go, you can kind of see it better. It's got this beautiful lace panel in the center, and then it's just stockinette on the sides and on the back. And the pattern calls for a 1x1 rib, so I just did 1x1. The pattern is written to be shorty socks. I didn't want shorties because I wanted to use more of this yarn. And I knew that I could tell that it was going to be like a warm, really awesome wool, so I wanted them to be a little longer. So, oh, and because I never remember, all of my socks I knit on ChowGoo Mini Twist 1.75 millimeter, which is a US 00. So that's what all of my socks are knit on. So German twisted cast on, because as you can tell, I'm doing cuff down. German twisted cast on, 1x1 rib, 60 stitches. Like I said, the lace panel, the stockinette on the side. Look at that lace. Oh my goodness. And then this stitch marker is my little Winnie the Pooh butt. Oh my gosh, struggling. Anyway, this is the little Winnie the Pooh butt that I got from my beloved Adoria. Yeah. So there's that. I don't remember why I'm using Pooh Bear. Maybe there wasn't a reason, but now I just thought of one. Childhood, right? Tutti Frutti. Childhood. Winnie the Pooh. Because I friggin' love Winnie the Pooh. Yes, I know about Christopher Robin. Yes, I'm going to see it. Going to see it sometime this week. It should be today, right? Like I should go today. I don't know that I'm gonna go today. Seriously, guys, I look like I've been in a fight, but like I need to record this while I want to record. Anyway, so yeah, so Winnie the Pooh hanging out with me. And then these are some new stitch markers that I got from Crochet 1 Knit 2. You'll see those again later. But yeah, so I'm loving this. It's going super awesome. You can see like some of the speckling and the pinks in there. This light is making everything wash out a little bit. But yeah, I love it. It is like, it's definitely a neutral base with splatters of dye, and I love it. So I wanted to stick my hand over in here so you guys could see, see the lace a little better. So that's the lace pattern there. And this is a paid for pattern. But yeah, so I'm past the heel, as usual, German short row, mini heel flap adjustment. Past the heel, I'm working on the foot. And then I'm going to do my standard wedge toe. So that's that. This is the first sock. Still doing really good on yarn. Yeah, so that's that. This is what is living in my purse as like my travel knitting. Because when I'm in the apartment, I mean, I have knit a couple of times while I've been in here, but mostly if I'm sitting down, I am cross stitching. So I keep the sock in my purse so that I can knit when we're out and about, because I don't like traveling with my cross stitch stuff. And as I mentioned earlier, this is in my little owl sock sack from Diana Couture, and Melissa gave me this. And I love it because I love owls. It's super helpful. So I'm just going to put that back in my purse right now. Okay. That's that. Oh, I'll show you this because, again, that is Nashville stuff. Okay, so this is Retail Therapy, this bag. This I also ordered from Crochet 1 Knit 2, and she is on Etsy. She's in Canada. And, oh yeah, Slytherin bag. I don't have to explain this, right? It's Slytherin, guys. And I love the inside. It's got the Daily Prophet. Is that right? Daily Prophet. Why am I blanking on this? And it's Harry Potter related, like I shouldn't be blanking. Isn't that right? I think it's the Daily Prophet. Everyone's yelling at me. I can feel it. You guys are like yelling the right name of the newspaper to me. Okay, anyway. Oh man. Anyway, we're just gonna ignore that. Whatever. So, in this bag, and again, as you can see, it's a little sock sack, and I super love this because it has the snaps on it, guys. I'm a big fan, and you can see, well, I don't know if maybe you heard it when I was snapping it closed, but like this one has the snaps too, and I love this because like it has the hole there, which is where I usually let my yarn come out from. Like I'll unsnap one side, get the sock and the needle out, and then I'll put the working yarn through here and snap it back. Seriously, lifesaver, that thing. I was like knitting across the bridge on the way to work some mornings. It was awesome. But anyway, I love this because it also has snaps. So I can do the same thing. Just pull the yarn out from the center and it makes it so much easier. So my mom has, and of course I don't have a picture. Maybe I'll get her to send me one before I do the editing of this. So my mom has these little mannequin figures that she's found in craft stores. And I made a pom-pom for her a while ago. Or not a pom-pom, a tassel for one of her planners out of some black and white yarn. One of them, the smaller one you'll see, is wearing that as her hair. And the other one, so not for this owl, but the one that I was supposed to do with socks for a previous term, I knit basically like a little sock-sized tube with the 4 colors. Like that was my swatch that I had to do. And when I had finished it, because all the colors coincidentally were like kind of coordinating that I wanted for each of the pairs of socks, and when I finished, my mom was like, oh, can I have that? And she put it on the bigger mannequin thing that she has, which again you will have seen if I put in the picture. So the little sock thing, it doesn't act, and granted, you know, it wasn't made for those little people, so it doesn't fit very well. She said like she has to position it a certain way and like use their hands, like hold it to keep it from falling. So I was like, and I had told her previously, you know, like I'll have to remember that and I'll like knit you some up when I have scraps and stuff. I have tons of scraps, guys. So she really liked the colors that were in my interface wrap a ton. So I am she doesn't really like this color, the cornucopian space. So I'm leaving that color out, but I am using, oh my gosh, I am using these 3 colors. And I was thinking about maybe putting this one in, but I don't think I'm going to, from her cowl. But anyway, it's going to be these 3 colors, and I am knitting them basically in a little tube again. So, so these are the same 3 colors from the interface wrap. This actually doesn't have a project page on Ravelry. And I truly don't know that I'm going to put project pages up for these. Maybe if I ever use it for a class for the cup. But these probably won't ever get pages, TBH. But anyway, so for the one that's on her mannequin already, it was 56 stitches because that's what I was doing for my socks at the time. 56 stitches around. So this one instead, I think I cast it on 48. Yeah, so I did a total of 48. You can see my little Adobe stitch marker. Because I just thought it was so perfect. Like, you free a house elf by giving it clothes, and I'm making clothes for her little mannequin people. So I just thought it was perfect. Anyway, Dobby is marking the first stitch after the first row after the ribbing there. So you can see I just started with the blue like I did in my owl, and I just did a German twisted cast on and 2x2 rib for like 8 rounds or something. And then I started on the stockinette, and I stopped. I think at the time I just got tired of knitting, and I would have been a lot further along on this, but I had to stop because I needed her to measure her little people and tell me how tall she wants, like the dress thingies. So outfits, dresses, I don't really know. So she just sent me that this morning. So this might get some work today just because it's simple. Like, and it's literally just going to be stockinette. I might do like tiny striping to fade between the colors. And then at the other end, there will be like 8 rows of ribbing again. And then I'm going to cast off and be done. Now granted, I was supposed to have this done. I had to go back home for like one night for a doctor's appointment last week, literally a week ago. And I didn't have this done and I hadn't started working on it, so I have no idea if 48 stitches will be good for the bigger one. I'm thinking that it will though. And then we'll just have to like try this on the smaller one and play around with numbers. I'm not gonna like make it super complicated. It's literally just a tube. So yeah, that's what I'm doing for that. And I just have all of the yarn in here so that I don't have to stress about, oh, let me go find this, like if I'm out and about with it. So this is not in my purse yet, but I feel like it's gonna be put there pretty soon. Or I mean, really, if I just sat on the couch for like a couple hours, I can knock this out. So that's that. And then the only other thing that I've been working on, or I haven't been working on it, but that I've worked on to show you guys. Excuse my adjusting there. So Nashville. We're going back to Nashville. I'm just prepping. So again, while this is the same Saturday that Tam and my mom and I were at Bliss Yarns, and we were all meeting for the first time, and it was awesome. Oh my gosh, I cannot tell you guys how great it was. I got to meet so many people from the House Cup this summer. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And spoiler alert, I went to SSK. Oh, that is a spoiler alert, because I never posted those pictures on Instagram. Oh well. Anyway, yeah, so like spoiler alert, totally ruining any form of surprise that I could have done. I went to SSK Marketplace, not the retreat stuff because I had to work, so I wouldn't have been able to go. But I went to the marketplace that Saturday. Oh my gosh, which was where I met like all the Ravelry people, and I got to meet like podcast. It was awesome. So much stuff happened this summer, and I like traveled a ton for my internship. It was awesome. Like, everything was great except for the fact that I lost my knitting mojo. It felt really weird when I was buying yarn and stuff, which I'll talk about at SSK. It felt weird. Like, knowing that you don't have a mojo, but you're still buying yarn, not helpful. So, anyway, and no, I'm not doing a destash. Don't anybody... We're not even going there, guys. But anyway, so, this summer... Sarah of Imagine Landscapes also was having some mojo issues, and it seems, oh gosh, that's a dropped stitch, I think, and it seems like a lot of us in Slytherin were having mojo issues. So Sarah came up with a design. Sorry, I need to fix this stitch, because this is not okay. And now I can't, like, I'm trying to fix it and it's not working. Okay. So anyway, Sarah of Imagine Landscapes, she was also losing her mojo, and she came up with this design, and it was pretty much a mystery knit-along, because she was designing it as she put it out there for us. It's a free pattern. It's still on Ravelry. It's called Simple Mojo, and the hashtag on Instagram is #SimpleMojoCal, Kal. Am I showing you guys the right side? Yes. So, what you do, the premise of this, and maybe I'll put in the schematic picture that she has for the pattern. So, you knit a strip of minis, and then you pick up stitches on the side and knit garter and like this elongated stitch that she did to build the width. So I saw this and I was like, heck yeah, I want to do this. So we were there, and I was asking, me and Tam had gotten up to look at yarn. We were at the table with the other people in the shop, and we were all knitting. And then we got up to look at yarn for something, and I was like, hey Tam, like, have you seen this, blah blah blah, and I was telling her about it. And then we found at Bliss they usually have a little stand that has minis in it. It's like 3 tiers, and they just have like minis thrown in there. So then and I'll insert the picture here of the yarns that we chose for mine. So we like found the little mini bin, and funny enough, I was doing the one that I just showed of my colors. I was like kind of putting it together from that bin. And Tam had started putting together another color sequence. And I was looking at it and I was like, oh, like that seems like it would be right up your alley. And she was like, no, like I would never wear these colors. So I was like, okay, fair enough. Like, you know yourself better than I do. I just met you. So then I was like, well, if you don't want it, let's go get my mom and let's show her. Because I know she would love those colors. And like they were, and I'll insert a picture here of my mom's that we got. Because I didn't even bring those in here with me. But I'll show you guys a picture of that. I need to go grab something now that I think about it. So anyway, those are the colors that we got for me and for my mom. You'll notice mine has, I don't know, it's more of a fall type look. My mom's is more focused on the purples and blues and stuff because that's her thing. Anyway, here's why I am. Guys, so many yarn fumes in the air. Oh my goodness. So this I did post a couple pictures of on Instagram. I took it when we went to IKEA over the summer and I was knitting in the store. It was a long day in Memphis and I just like knit. I got like 3 colors done that day, dude. So because it's literally the minis that you knit up. It's just garter. You slip the first stitch for the selvage stitch edge on the side, and then it's just garter. So that was great because I don't have to look when I knit. If I'm just doing like a knit stitch, I don't have to look. So it was great. I was just walking around knitting and it was awesome. So I started at this end with the red and then it goes into the purple. And everything after, like this is a very high contrast, right? Everything after this, beautiful fade. So here's that second to third color, which I love this third color so much. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. And then fades into this, which has more gold. And then it fades into this, which is more of a neutral, but you can see it has the golds in it, and then it has the purples that are introduced here. And you can see in this purple, I love what it did here. This purple, this giant thing that you're seeing is green, and it is the same green, the exact same shade of green that's in that this one is. So it just, everything just faded beautifully. But I refused to put back that red, right? Because it was way too fall and I loved it. I refused to put it back. So, but it totally works too. Like it's not like it doesn't work. It totally works. So there are all the colors for that. And so that's part 1. And so then part 2, you come back on one side and you pick up the stitches and you do like this nice little lace bind off, which you can't see at all, and I'm not gonna block this. So I basically wasted a little bit of yarn pretty much, and I could have just knit, but whatever, like it whatever. And so then part 3, you come back, pick up stitches on this side, and now it's where we're adding the width. So my plan is just to use up the rest of this yarn, and then I have these 2 left over from this is where that yarn was. Anyway, so I have these 2 left over from the Diamonds for Lisa shawl. So this is the nugget that I have left of that woolen boon. And then I have a good bit of this yellow left over. So I could pop that in for a little bit of color if I wanted to. Because these colors are pretty much the exact same. I mean, they're not exactly, but they're pretty much the exact same. This one just has speckles. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna use the rest of that copper boom. Probably will end up using this too because it's a single and I don't really know what else I'm gonna do with it. So I'll probably end up throwing that in here too if I want to pop with color or want it to be wider. So yeah, that's where this is. Knitting this on US 7s, which I'm pretty sure is what size Sarah did hers in and what she recommends. So yeah, there's that. This is all fingering weight yarn. Let's talk about the yarn. So I think that I have this on the pattern page. Let me check. I mean, on my project page. I do. Okay. So I did not put So if you go to this yarn page, you'll see for the yarn, I did not put every single mini in there. I just was like, hey, this is what it is, and I had 7 skeins because they're all the same brand and everything. But then you'll see in the notes that I listed them out. So I'm gonna go through those right now. Also, so in the picture that I put up of my colors, I did switch out the 5th and 6th colors. So that picture is not completely accurate of how it went in, but still. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you one of these tags. So these minis are Primrose Yarn Company. Excuse me. So Primrose Yarn Company, I love Primrose. This is their Adelaide mini skeins. So they are 100% superwash merino, and they're 20-gram skeins, which is 80 yards, and they're all singles. Which it made no difference to me when I was working on this. Yeah, so, and I used all of them, right? I definitely did not care about the color changes happening at the end of a row. Like, I don't care. And you can see that, maybe, I mean, you can kind of see that how, like, right there's, like, that little red ridge that's over in the purple. Like, I literally didn't care. I was like, okay, when I get to the end, I'm gonna magic knot these 2 skeins, and I'm gonna just keep knitting. Like, I didn't care at all. Because I was also losing my mojo. I think I was starting to lose my mojo when I started this. So, like, I was starting to lose it, but didn't know it yet. And this was, I just needed this. I didn't care. I didn't care about the ends. And, I mean, I'm not going to even weave them in. Like, you can see, like, that one is all hanging out. Like, they're all still there. Like, I just don't care. I'm not going to weave them in. None of that. I'm not blocking this when it's done. I don't care. So anyway, so that's the yarn. So they're all 80 yards, 20-gram mini. So let's go in color order and I'll tell you what they are. Gosh, sorry for all the sniffing. You guys know how it is. I took my allergy pill, but now there's like yarn fumes floating around. So this color is Seeing Red. This is Seeing Red, Astrology, Rat-a-tat, Landslide, is this one, Landslide, Embers, Marvelous, with like mauve, it's not marvelous, anyway, you get it, Marvelous, and then Maple Leaf. So that is that. I used all of every last mini. Okay, and then the main color, let me get my tag out of here. The main color is Farmer's Daughter Fibers, and that's their logo. And this is their squish fingering base, which English, which is 100% superwash merino. I've been using a lot of that. And the colorway is Golden Triangle. There you go. Golden Triangle. Yeah, I love this. And it's a beautiful fall color. It really is. That's showing a really true color. It's just beautiful. So I love this. I'm really excited about it. So yeah, I'm on part 3. I just have to finish this skein. I tried to put in some work on this, and I did. I put in a few rows, but the rows are so long that I tapped out after a couple. I think I finished up like the garter bumps that I have to have before starting like the elongated stitch, and I just couldn't do it anymore. So anyway, Tam helped me and my mom pick out the yarn for our Simple Mojo shawls. And now, excuse me for 2 seconds, because, oh, let me do this before I get up. 1, that's all of the whips. That's it. Socks, the little doll dress for my mom, Simple Mojo. And I'm not even working on Simple Mojo. Like, it's a whip that I'm showing you because I'm catching you up, but it's not really active right now. It's just kind of there. The other 2 I am working on. So as far as Cravin It goes, nothing really. Like I said, I've only been wanting to knit socks. I haven't been really stressing myself about anything else because I just want to knit socks right now. They're easy, they're simple, I love them. Just knitting socks. So this is the next yarn that I'm thinking I'm going to use for a pair of socks. You can see it's a neutral base, all those beautiful speckles. This is from Vivid, oh my gosh, Vivid Yarn Studio. She's in Canada. And this is a one-of-a-kind colorway. It's 75-25 superwash merino nylon. And this is her signature fingering base. So yeah, this is Vivid. This is what I'm going to do next for a pair of socks. I did have planned what pattern I was going to... Oh, I know what I'm doing. It's called Added Elegance. Let me write that down so I can remember. But anyway, it's called Added Elegance Socks. And if I can remember, I'll pop in a picture here of what the pattern looks like. It's got like a super simple cable along the side. So that's that. Yeah, like I've just been wanting to make socks. So this might be the next pair of socks. Or I have the Honeybee Dance socks, which are the socks for Handmade Sock Society that came out this month. Those 2. And now that I think I might use the Featherstone socks, that yarn. Yeah, maybe that'll get started soon. But both of my sock needles are full right now. So that's one of the things. But yeah, other than that, Cravin It is just socks. So I'm going to go grab this skein of yarn that I completely forgot about. And then we're going to get to retail therapy. Cool? Capiche. Take this few seconds, get you something to drink if you need something. Pause me, take a bathroom break. I'm kind of thinking about doing that, but I'm not gonna. Anyway, yeah, 2 seconds. So, okay, retail therapy. While we're still talking about Nashville, right? Because most of my retail therapy is from Nashville. Okay. So, to continue on the Bliss thing, I already showed you what my mom's colors are for her Simple Mojo cow. The only other thing that we got there, and I didn't buy this, I made my mom pay for it because she wanted it. I've been promising her a pair of socks, kind of like how Shine Bright Socks was. Anyway, I'm hoping to do kind of like a pattern series with like the meanings of our names. So like mine is going to be Intelligent Jewel because that's what my name means. Zakiya Johari means Intelligent Jewel. Anyway, so there's like I'm hoping eventually if I can get my knitting bug back, like there's going to be a pattern for me. My mom's name is Angela. It means messenger of gods. So like she would have her own pattern, my brother, my dad, etc. Right? Hasn't happened yet because I want to do mine first, obviously, and I can't get mine together. But anyway, my mom, I had told her it's her pattern, right? Like it's based off of her name. She's allowed to pick what yarn she wants for these socks. My mom wants a worsted weight, like house socks. So, which kind of surprised me, but whatever, like if that's what she wants. So when we were at Bliss, I told her to see if she could find some yarn that she would want for it. And then, like, I didn't know that she just wanted house socks. But anyway, she chose Unique Worsted. Oh, it's Earth Yarns, but it's Unique Worsted. Anyway, I've never used this yarn, so that's a little confusing. So it's 220 yards per 100 grams, 100% extra fine superwash merino, and it is a worsted weight. And the color number is 4001. So yeah, this is the yarn. That showed up. Oh, that's perfect. Literally perfect. Perfectly true to color. Oh, no. Okay. Not perfect. All of this, all of that, that's green. There's some greens over in here. But it's super beautiful. I love it. So eventually, my mom will get socks out of this. I'm pretty sure, I'm more than positive that she has already completely forgotten that she bought this. So this will be a nice surprise. She'll get this eventually. Okay. I'm gonna go over the stuff that I ordered while I was in Nashville, that came to the apartment. I'm gonna do that stuff first because it's less. So, first big thing, I got a sushi bag. You'll see why this is ironic in a second. But I got a sushi bag. Oh my gosh, love it. Haven't used it yet because I haven't been knitting. So, you know, whatever. But yeah, I love it. Sushi bag. It was off of a destash page. I don't remember who now. So, in that order, I showed you the Slytherin bag from Crochet 1 Knit 2. I got that. And then, these are the little stitch markers that I was using on those socks that I was mentioning. I got a bunch of stitch markers and progress keepers. So I got those because I love these little ones with just the like little beads on them for my socks. I love those. And then I also got ballerina. Excuse me. And then I got a matrushka, which somehow has like come off the little wire thing. But anyway, I got a little matrushka. And then I got a set that has chess pieces in it because I really like chess. I don't play at all now, but I used to play and I was kind of good at it. Anyway, so there's that. That's all that I got from her. And then I was having a sock crisis. After I finished the Featherstone sock and it didn't fit, I was panicking because I was like, I don't know if it's just that I'm stress knitting or if my gauge is changing again. And I was super upset if that was going to be the case. Anyway, so I panic ordered the mini twist needle tips in a 2mm US 0 size. Panic ordered it. Was so panicky that I forgot to make sure that it went to my parents' house. So it came all the way to the apartment. That was not helpful. But it turns out that I'm fine. Like the socks that I showed you guys out of that Mad Fuzzy yarn, I like was constantly freaking out because I'm like, this sock looks huge. My leg does not look that big. My foot does not look this big. But I used to think that all the time when I was like knitting socks and stuff anyway. So I was like, just get to a point and then try it on. It's fine. Like I tried it on when I had a decent bit of the leg. Fit my leg fine. I tried it on my foot after I got past the heel. It fits perfectly. Like it's fine. So anyway, now I have 2mm tips that I don't know if I'll ever use. But whatever. So, then the other thing that I got was, so everybody knows about the Tits Out collective that happened with Countess Ablaze, and I think it's like over 200 dyers, designers, etc. So I don't know if this was officially a part of Tits Out collective or not, but Silly Sheep Designs did these little boob, like tits out stitch markers. I'm gonna take these out of the plastic because they're awesome. Okay, true story. I don't know if this is TMI or not. It probably is. But this is super funny, right? Because, you know, like, if you have a boyfriend or a husband or, like, significant other whatsoever and, like, you're a crafter, like, not even just a knitter, crochet, or whatever, if you're a crafter at all, it can be difficult to, like, get them to care anything about what you're doing, right? So, I had ordered these, and like I knew that they were gonna be, like I knew when they were delivered, and I was like, because my boyfriend was still here, and I was like, hey, like I need you to go in the mailbox and like check the mailbox, because I didn't want everything. I had other stuff ordered too, and I didn't want everything sitting out there. Anyway, so I just knew that he would find this hilarious. So these are the little tits out thing that she did, and she did them in both progress keepers, you can see the lobster clasp, and jump rings for stitch markers. So I got one of each because I just love this so much, and I loved it because she did like 5 different skin tones, I think. Like 4 or 5 different skin tones, and then each skin tone had the option of a brown nipple or like a peach nipple, right? So, or not peach, pink. Pink is what, that's the, anyway. So I loved that, right? Like, not only is she doing this, she's doing it with inclusion and diversity in mind, and I loved that. So as soon as she was like, hey, they're online, I was like, okay, let me go get them. Yeah, so obviously I got brown boobs, cause I am brown. As she does, Wanda sent some freebie stuff, so a couple of light bulb stitch markers, which, oh my gosh, thank you. And I'm not really sure what these are. Maybe if, Wanda, do you watch this? Let me know. But also, anyone else know? Like, what are these? I vaguely remember them from my childhood, but I don't really remember what they do. Are they erasers? I can't remember. I can't remember. But anyway, Silly Sheep Designs. I don't know if she has any more of these, but I'm really excited to start using them. So there is that. Okay, so that's all of the stuff that I got, that I ordered and was sent to my okay, not all of the stuff, but everything else was cross stitch. So that's all the stuff that I ordered and it was sent here. Now, let's talk about SSK Marketplace. SSK Marketplace. Reminder, I didn't get to go to retreat, but like it's okay. I earned bank. I was at work, so it was fine. I'll let it slide. So let's start by showing you the bag. So it's $5 entrance, which pretty much pays for the bag, right? Like I basically paid for this bag. Anyway, but I don't mind. I love it. So Super Summer Knit Together, which is what SSK stands for, if you didn't know. And then this right here is the venue where it's held, the Scarrett Bennett Center. And this takes place in Nashville every year. It's hosted by the Knit Girls, 3 Ls. They're on YouTube. They have a podcast for the past 8 years. It's awesome. So, like I said, I've never been to the actual retreat, but I've always heard awesome things about it. This was my first year going to Marketplace because somebody told me about it last year, but I ended up not going because I'd already spent so much money on yarn at Bliss last year, so I didn't go. But I went this year, and it was great because Melissa was able to come up. She had a convention that weekend, coincidentally. So she took time out of the convention, and we went to the Marketplace together. So I'm gonna pop in pictures all throughout this as I talk about it because I got to meet a bunch of people and it was great. And we have pictures. So I'll pop up a couple of pictures right here of Melissa and I standing in line right before they open the doors. We got Diane of Suburban Stitcher, and we were like right behind her in line, and Melissa was flipping out a little more than I was, but I was like, holy crap, like I'm this close to a famous person, dude. But anyway, that was great. So we got the back of her head in one of our pictures, like the blonde. That was Diane. And Melissa did end up like meeting her and talking to her later, but she has that picture. And then one of the pictures we got Laura of the Knit Girls like in the background. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna pop in the pictures that I have throughout this as I talk. Anyway, so I'm gonna pop up a picture here of all of my purchases. I took a picture of that, and I just love the way that this picture looks. Anyway, so there's that. So let's do this. Let's go in chronological order of like how I bought it, right? Let's do that. So of course, everybody's favorite frickin' person, maybe not everybody's, mine. Oh my gosh, I love this woman. As Laura and Leslie say, Lady Amy Florence. Oh my, guys, I hugged Amy Florence. I'm still freaking out about this. If I get teary-eyed, start crying, like, I'm fine. Oh my gosh, guys, I got to meet and hug Amy Florence. It was freaking awesome. So if you don't know who Amy is, one, get from under that rock, dude. Two, Amy is the dyer behind Stranded Yarns, or Stranded Dye Works, excuse me, and she also has the Stranded podcast on YouTube. So of course, you know, that was everybody's first spotlight. Go to Stranded, we gotta get what we want now. So we went to Stranded, and Jen, that I mentioned earlier, who designed the zigzag ridges wrap, she had asked me and Melissa if we would get her a couple skeins from Stranded, because she's never used her yarn. And we were like, heck yeah, we'll do that for you. Like, no problem. So Melissa bought her one, and I bought the other one. So the one that Melissa got her is Naive Watercolor. If you're like a big Stranded fan, you might know what that looks like because it's one of her really popular colorways. So we got her Naive Watercolor. And the other one that we got her, coincidentally, we didn't know this until we were about to leave. Like the whole thing, not just this booth. It is the SSK colorway for this year. So it's called 4224, which Amy said is how many miles it is from her house in England to SSK, which I thought was super cool. So we got this for Jen on the Paradise base, which is 80-10-10 merino cashmere nylon. So this is the colorway, and it's very much green. It's showing up blue. It has way more of a green tint to it, and you can kind of see some of the greens, but it's just not popping quite as much. But yeah, so we got that for Jen, which now that I think about it, I am back in Alabama, and I have been for a couple weeks. Melissa and I, one, need to get together, and two, need to send Jen her yarn. So then for myself, I got 2 skeins, and I have that other test knit shawl that I told y'all about. This is what I'm going to use for it. So these are, oh, they're 2 different bases. So we'll start with this one. This is on her Fjord base, which is 80-20 BFL nylon. This is called Yesterday's Bouquet, and this is what it looks like. Watch me not be able to get this back on there later. Anyway, so this is what it looks like, because it's just gorgeous. Oh my gosh, I love this. And again, it's showing up blue and purple. There's a hint of a green in here. Like, it's not big, but there's definitely a hint of a green. But I love that. It's beautiful. It's got hints of that burgundy in there that perfectly match Amy's house red colorway. Oh my gosh. Ever since she first dyed this up and showed us on the podcast, I was like, so I need like 10,000 sweater quantities in that color. Because I love burgundy. Oh my gosh. Just love it. It immediately, when I picked it up and I saw that she had it there, it immediately made me think of Ellie from Skandir. Because, you know, she has a problem with burgundy. Not a problem. A love. Like, just a super huge love for burgundy, which I don't fault her for. Burgundy is a beautiful color. But anyway, this is the Oasis base, which is her 75-25 merino nylon. This is the house red colorway. And it's just a beautiful burgundy. And quite honestly, it matches my shirt pretty well. Not perfectly, but like, it matches it pretty well. So, those 2 are going to be used together. That's what I got from Stranded. These 3 skeins. Now, let me just say, I spent all of my cash in Amy's booth, but I didn't mind. She could have... Anyway, yeah, so probably by now I've already put in the pictures of Amy, or I'm doing them now, that we took. It was awesome. Seriously, guys, meeting Amy, like, made my entire day, weekend, summer, just cannot even explain how awesome that was. So we went from Stranded to, oh, so we walked around. I saw, we passed by the Fat Squirrel booth, and I saw this bag, but I was like, I'm not gonna bother. If it's still there when we do our loop and come back, if it's still there, I'll buy it. So anyway, we go on to the next booth. Oh my gosh, guys! One of the things is in my car. Oh no! Okay, we're just gonna pause so that I can go get this. So, pause. And play. So, okay, so then the booth that we went to was hip strings. So, I'm gonna grab something. I gotta get my life together, guys. Okay, so remember this that I showed to you guys? It's the gradient set that I got from Hip Strings, and it's the blue heron colorway, right? These are the colors. That's a dark blue, and that's a gray. But anyway, this palette, right? Excuse me, I'm out of breath. I live on the second floor, so I just like ran back up the stairs from my car. Gosh, really out of breath. So anyway, this is the exact same fiber setup, everything. Same price, literally everything. It's just a different colorway, obviously. So this is their 6-ounce merino color pack, 23 micron merino wool comb top. And this is fiber. So yeah, hipstrings.com. There's the little card. So, yeah, rainbow. And, well, it was like the end of July, but I was still like kind of reeling because I really wanted a Pride project, and I just didn't have time during Pride month to try to figure something out or order anything. So I saw this and I was like, heck yeah. Excuse me. So, yeah, I'm going to spin the other one first because I got it first. That's how I'm going to hold myself accountable. Plus, I'm going to use that one like kind of as a practice to figure out what the heck I want to do with this one. And I'm going to spin this up, and then next year, or whenever I feel like it, but, you know, preferably next year during Pride Month, I can work on something with this. So, yeah, so each of these little nests, or whatever you want to call them, is 1 ounce. So it's 6 ounces, because 6 colors. Same thing with the other one. So I got that. And then I also got this braid of fiber, which I'm super excited to spin with. So, this is 4 ounces of 75% 23 micron merino wool and 25% mulberry silk. And this is Hill District, is what they call it. So yeah, here's the braided fiber. That's pretty true to color. So yeah, here's that. This will be my first time spinning with silk. And you can see the silk over in there, like it's got the sheen to it. So anyway, really looking forward to this. I'm not going to spin this until after I spin both of those. Because I've never worked with like the super soft merino before. So I'm going to use those two definitely as like how I want to approach it and everything. And then I'll have this. And like, this is going to be a whole nother feat because I've never done anything with silk. So we'll just see how that plays out. But that's what I got from Hip Strings. So while I was in the Hip Strings booth, I happened to turn around, look up, and I was like, oh my gosh! And it was kind of funny and awkward because when I did that, who did I make eye contact with? Donna from In a Pickle Knitting Podcast. So I'll pop in the picture here of us that we took, and somewhere in this bag, hold on, let me see if I can find it. She gave me, actually, I know where it is. It's in one of these other bags, so I'll pull it out and show it to you. But Donna, if people like watched her podcast, and came up and talked to her, she had like these little mason jar like cardboard cutouts. They're so cute, and she had little stitch markers and progress keepers on there. So I'll show it to you whenever it shows itself. So after we left the hip strings booth, we walked back out, and we were like basically looking right at the fat squirrel booth, and the bag was still there. And it was the last one, right? Like, that's why it was such a big deal. The bag was still there. And I looked at Melissa, and I was like, we have to get this bag now, because if I come back, it might not be here, and I want it. You'll see, right? You guys know me. First of all, they're flying winged things, right? You guys know. If it has wings on it, I want it. Not necessarily birds, but you know. Anyway, if it looks like a butterfly, I want it. And then it's my colors, guys. Like, this is so fall. I love it. A lot of you can see the butterflies and stuff are all like yellow. Yellow and blue with spots and everything. But anyway, it's my colors, so I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have this. So I got it. I got it. So I can now say that I have bought a fat squirrel bag. So I have one now. Ooh. No, I haven't taken the tag off of it. Yes, I had something in this and was using it. But yeah, anyway. So I got that bag. Melissa got a picture with Amy because that is actually one of the podcasts that I don't watch, is Fat Squirrel Speaks. And at this point, I'm not really sure that I'm going to start watching her just because I have so many already. Like, you guys would not believe, from missing just 2 weeks of podcasts, the amount of videos that I have to catch up on because I follow so many people. It's insane. So, I don't know if I'll ever start watching her, but I got a bag. I feel like I've done something. So then, after we left there, we kept walking around, and we came to, the next place we went was the Star Knits booth. So if you don't know Star Knits, I want to say is an Etsy shop. Pretty sure. She's an Etsy shop. And no, she's not. It's starknits.net. And she's on Facebook and Instagram as @starknits. So I'm pretty sure that I've mentioned them before. The owner of Star Knits is Elena. Elena? Maybe it's Elena. Oh gosh. This shows you how behind I think it's Elena. Pretty sure it's Elena. Oh my gosh, guys. I am so sorry. Anyway, she and her sister her sister is Naturally Knitty on Ravelry. They have the Weasley Sisters podcast on YouTube, and most of what they talk about is like related to the House Cup. Not really. That's not true, but like they do an intro on their videos for like deadlines for the House Cup, and like at the beginning of the month they read like all the class prompts and stuff. Anyway, they're both Slytherins. So I knew since Star Knits was there, I was like, I have to go see her because Slytherin and I have to support. So at first I saw this elephant bag, and then I looked over, and lo and behold, there was a sushi bag. And I was like, oh my god, let's go get that. So this is the bag. And this is her her logo, Star Knits, and you can see her website there, starknits.net. So Star Knits. So this is the sushi bag that I got. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. It's awesome. So Oh, no, that's just a card. But yeah, so then on the inside, even better. Oh my gosh, it's yellow. It's like she knew. And it has little red and orange spots. Seriously, guys, it's like she knew. Those are my 3 favorite colors. Yellow, first and foremost. Red, second. And if either one of those is not available, orange is acceptable. But anyway, yeah. So that's that. Then there are some pockets on the inside with this fabric. I love it. Kind of a Art Deco kind of fabric. But yeah, so there's that. And then I was searching through this little bag of like notions pouches and stuff that she had. Look what I found. Yeah, another sushi bag. So when I got back and I saw that sushi bag that I showed you guys earlier, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that I ordered this. So then I just had two big sushi bags. So I'm excited. That's what I got from her. And then, so then after that one, we went right next door to Teeny Button. Oh, hey, I found it. It was literally at the bottom of this bag, guys. So this is the little stitch marker set thing, progress keeper set that Donna had for people. And I don't know if she just gave them to everybody. You probably had to like mention that you watched the podcast or something, which is super smart, by the way. So there's the name of her podcast, In a Pickle Knitting. And it's really great. You should totally watch her if you don't. So then she just happened to pull one out, right? And it's a dragonfly, guys. Oh my gosh. Like, it's not a butterfly, but it's close enough. I'll take it. It has wings. They're harmless. Whatever. I'll take it. So, she has that big one, and then the other ones are like the little rings with beads, that you guys know I love. Hold on, let's do that. Anyway, they're not focusing, but the beads are like blue and purple. But anyway, that's what I was trying to find earlier that Donna gave. And really, I should just put that in my notions pouch, shouldn't I? So anyway, so then the last, not the last booth, second to last booth, last place I got yarn was Teeny Button. We were not gonna pass that up, okay? We love Teeny Button because pretty much half of her colors are Harry Potter and the other half of her colors are New Orleans inspired. I love New Orleans so much. Have such good memories there from retreats with my fraternity, and obviously Harry Potter, like I don't have to explain that. So I just love her, and her sense of color is awesome. Her and her mom have the Cherry Pearls podcast. Love them. And her mom, Mary, was there also. It was awesome. It was awesome. So, oh, and then Star Knits, there's a little pen that she gave me too. So that's going to go on it's just a little pin. So that's going to go on my fringe bag, which I saw in the trunk of my car and didn't even bother to get out. So, what I got from Teeny Button. 3 a.m. on Bourbon Street. Are all of these... Hold on. Okay, all of these are her soft sock base, which is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. My favorite base from her. Anyway, so I got 3 a.m. on Bourbon Street because this was the first colorway that I'd ever seen from her, because Melissa showed it to me the first time that we ever like had a knitting meetup. And I loved it because New Orleans. And maybe this is just because I'm in college. I don't know. I personally feel that you haven't done New Orleans until you've done Bourbon Street at night on a weekend, like drunk walking up and down the street. I don't know. That's just me, right? I mean, there's definitely other stuff to do in New Orleans, and quite frankly, the other stuff is also super awesome, like the shopping and the scenery and like the places to, like, all of that is awesome too. As a college kid going on retreat perspective, you haven't done New Orleans until you've done Bourbon Street, and 3 a.m. sounds like a great time to be there, or a great time to leave. That's usually when I was going back to my hotel. But anyway, 3 a.m. on Bourbon Street. All the beautiful colors. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. The colors and like the name reference. It's just awesome. So I got a skein of that. This will more than likely be socks. I truthfully have no idea what else I would do with this. Because I mean, you can just tell from looking at it, it's going to be super variegated. So this will probably just be a pair of socks. And then, if you follow Robin at all, you'll know that she did the Brunch at Commander's, like, sock set kit thing. Oh, and I can't remember who the bag maker was, but it was earlier this year. Yeah, it was earlier this year. So she still had Brunch at Commander's, because this is, I'm pretty sure this is like a regular colorway in her shop. So this is the yarn. It's just this beautiful pale blue and, or not pale all the way, like they're darker bits. And this neutral beige, and there are these beautiful speckles. It's just gorgeous. So, so I got this because I really wanted this colorway, but I wouldn't let myself get the kit. And I don't really know what this will be yet. Maybe not socks. I probably have something that can go with this, maybe. But yeah, I don't know what that's gonna be. But yeah, so this is her Brunch at Commander's colorway. And so the last two things of yarn that I got are this gorgeous pair of skeins in her Butterbeer colorway. Yes, it's a Harry Potter reference. So these two are going to be a Mount Pleasant by Pip and Pin. Is that right? I think. Maybe. I could be getting that wrong. But the Mount Pleasant tee, you guys probably know what I'm talking about. Lots of people have been making them. Yeah. I've really been searching for the perfect gold. If you guys remember the Kingston colorway that I got from Machete Shop, this was supposed to be for my Mount Pleasant, and then I was just like, that's not really the color that I want. Like, it's not really the gold that I want. So I used it for the Cashing a Mermaid shawl, right? This is the gold that I want. And I knew that this was going to be the gold that I wanted. So I love it. And it's a Harry Potter colorway. Heck yeah. Winning on all levels, guys. So, I don't know when this will get started. It would be great if I'd already had it done by now. It would also be great if I had my Tegna done right now. Or Tanya. Guess what's not done? Both of those. Anyway. Yeah, so I got that too. I'm super excited. Like I said, I don't know when I'm going to start that, but that is seriously the perfect gold. It's what I've wanted. So, when I was in that booth, I also bought the little fox pin that she has. So that's going to go on my fringe bag also. And he's carrying a little ball of yarn. You can't really see the lines on there, but it's a ball of yarn. And then they also had pins for the podcast. So I got one of those too. It will also go on my bag. And then the very last booth that we went by, because we saw them and we were like, we should go while we're here. So we went to Tuft Woolens. And they had, I don't know if this is a regular thing they do or not, but because I've never bought anything from them before now. But they had 2 soaps for $15 so Melissa and I both got 2. Yeah. So Tuft Woolens. So this is Russian flower and blueberry lemonade. And my mom is obsessed with the blueberry lemonade. She was like, what's that website? Where do they sell this? So I had to send it to her. So she's gonna be on that train soon. So yeah, this is everything that I bought, guys, at SSK. And I cannot be happier with the experience, with what I bought. Like, it was just awesome. I'm going to put Jin's yarn on top so that maybe I'll see it and remember to send it to her. Put this back in here. But yeah, it was just awesome. It was a great experience. And so now, to kind of close it all off, as far as SSK is concerned, the last couple, or maybe I'll just put in that one picture. I got to actually talk to Laura of the Knit Girls, which was super awesome because she's a Slytherin. Like, we've talked before online, in the common room, in our, like, manor, like, you know, we've just talked a couple of times, and so it was nice to, like, to talk to her because I love Laura and Leslie. They're another one of my absolute favorite podcasts that I cannot miss, that I have missed, but, you know, catching up. So it was great, one, just to be able to get to talk to her. We just happened to catch her when she had a couple minutes of downtime, and that was great. And then I also we got to kind of like talk a couple seconds too and take a picture with Leslie. And so we took a picture with both of them because we just had, like, Leslie was not busy for a second. We were like, take this picture now. So I'll pop in those pictures. We took one with Laura, and then later there was one with Leslie, so I'll probably put both of those in. It was awesome. It was great. And they were wearing their aprons, which I just saw on the podcast like 2 days ago because I'm so behind. But yeah, it was great. It was a great experience. It was lovely. I just thinking about it still puts me on a high. It was just awesome. So there's that. That is all of the retail therapy. That is all of the everything. Yeah, that is all of the everything. So I'm gonna leave you guys to probably recover after this super long video. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully me coming back will be permanent or at least more regular. I'm not gonna make any promises on when you'll see this. Hopefully it'll be this week, but, like, you know, no idea when I'll edit. No idea if I'm going to do weekly, bi-weekly. Honestly, I will be back when I have some knitting to show you guys. I'm into the cross stitch right now. It is what's making me happy. I can definitely tell that my knitting mojo is coming back a little bit because of the socks. Like, I'm enjoying it. I just want to knit socks. But that's it. Like, I'm not wanting to knit sweaters. I don't want to knit shawls. Like, none of that. Like, I'm just like, I need more sock needles. And TBH, I might buy myself some more. Because that's just all I'm wanting to knit right now is socks. But that's what's making me happy. So, like, I'm not going to stress myself out. We'll see what happens in September when term starts back. So, like, great news. I was asked to help out in another aspect on the House Cup. I'm not going to go into explaining all that because it just doesn't matter. But I'm super excited about that. So that's going to be happening. So, like, I'm still on staff, so I'm obviously coming back. I've already filled out the sorting form and everything because I thought I was just going to take this term off for the House Cup, not for college, guys. That's still happening. But for the House Cup on Ravelry, I thought I was going to take this term off and go SOS. Nope. Still sorted, or still going to be sorted because I'm on staff. But I'm okay with that. We'll see how it goes. Like, honestly, if I only have that one class every month and it's just a pair of socks, like, whatever. Like, as long as I'm happy, I'm not going to stress it. Plus, like, school and work and everything, so it's going to be fine. I'm not going to stress myself out. I was going to do another owl. I know what I want to do. I need to go through some of my yarn to figure out what I have and swatch and all that, but I just haven't gotten there yet. I'm just not really there in my thinking. So, yeah. The only other announcement, which I guess I could have put this at the beginning, but whatever. If you're a trooper, you'll hear it now. I'm going to do a Flosstube. So you'll know if you've seen the last 2 or 3 episodes. I was just talking about my cross stitch as an actual, like, in the whip section. I am not going to do that anymore because I'm cross stitching so much that I think it would just be more beneficial to have a floss tube. Because I really want to be a part of that community as well. And I did think about putting them in one video and just doing like the knitting and like at the beginning being like, hey, there will be a timestamp for when the floss tube part starts. But I'm just not going to do that. I'm just going to make separate videos for Flosstube. It'll still be on this same channel. I'm not starting another channel. It's going to be all on this channel. They'll just be separate videos. So the first one of that will also be kind of long because I have retail therapy that I have for that. And I think I'm going to keep all of the same names, like my segment names. I'm not going to change them. I think I'm going to keep them all the same. So like, I'm still going to call it retail therapy. I'm still going to call it Cravin It for like what I want to work on next. Like, I don't think I'm going to change that because it'll just make more sense to me. But yeah, so I'm going to start a floss tube because things are happening over here as far as my cross stitch, which you will know if you follow me and see my post on Instagram whatsoever, you will know that because that is all I've been doing. And I'm loving it. So anyway, that's happening. Look out for that if you're interested. If you're not, it's totally fine. Knitting podcasts, other general craft podcasts will be back whenever I have stuff to show you guys. So don't look for me too often, but it'll be back eventually. So peace out. Bye guys.